Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'll be sharing with you step by step on how to draft and cut a 6-piece skirt pattern. This pattern can be used for a skirt and also for a gown. You can also attach it to your bodice or half length, or just use a waistband for a skirt. This is going to be easy to follow, beginners friendly tutorial. So if you're interested in all of this, please come with me and let's get started. The first thing I'll do is to make sure my pattern is on fold, and I'll be starting with the center front. In order to do that, I'll come to the tip of this pattern and come down by 1 inch. This 1 inch will serve as the starting line and also the waistline. On that 1 inch mark, I'll draw a straight line to indicate the waistline. After that is done, I'll place my tape from that waistline now and mark the waist to hip measurement. I'll also come down and mark the waist to knee measurement. In order to get your accurate knee measurement, you place your tape from your waist down to your actual knee measurement, then you minus 2 inches. Now that I have my measurement, I'll go ahead and draw a straight line on each of these measurements, on the hip and also on the knee line. So the first line here is the waistline, while this second is the hip line, and this third line is the knee line. For this center front, I'll be using my bust span measurement divided by 2, and my bust span measurement is 8 inches. 8 inches divided by 2 will give me 4 inches. So I'm going to mark that 4 inches. Place the 4 inches on the waistline and mark it. And I also come to the hip line and mark the 4 inches. On the knee line, I'll minus 0.5 inch from the 4 inches. That will give me 3.5 inches. So on this knee line, I'm going to be marking 3.5 inches. I'll go ahead now and connect from the waistline down to the hip line, then down to the knee line. At this waistline, I'll add 0.5 inch for joining allowance. I'll also do the same thing at the hip and also on the knee line. Once I'm done with that, I'll connect the allowance from the waist down to the knee line. Once that is done, the next thing I'll do is to measure my full skirt length. I'll place the tape from the waist down to the full skirt length measurement. I'll mark the full length measurement and also add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Once I'm done with that, I'll draw a straight line to mark the measurement. After that is done, I'll determine how wide I want my skirt to be. Since my pattern is on fold, I'm going to be marking a width of 10 inches. I'll go ahead and extend the line to the measurement. After that is done, I'll connect from the 0.5 inch joining allowance down to the width of the skirt. So that is all for the center front. The next thing I'll do now is to cut it out for us to see what it looks like. After cutting, this is what I have, and this is what yours should look like also. So this is my center front piece. The next one I'll draft now is the center back. Using the center front to do that, so I'll go ahead and label it. In order to draft the center back, the pattern paper is also on fold. In order to draft the center back, the first thing I'll do, I'll come out 3 inches from the edge of the pattern this way. I'll do that all the way down to the full length of the skirt. After doing that, I'll draw a straight line on these 3 inches and I'll connect that straight line down to the full length of the skirt. After I've marked the 3 inches, I'll place the center front on the 3 inches mark this way. I'll pin down the center front to this paper so that it won't move while I'm working with it. The next thing I'm going to do now is to take the zipper allowance for the back. In order to do that, on this waistline, at this 3 inches mark, I'll come out 1.5 inches. Then at the hip line, I'll come out 2 inches. At the knee line, I'll come out 1.5 inches. I'll also come to the full skirt length and come out 1.5. I added extra 0.5 inch at this hip line for butt ease. I'll go ahead now and extend the waistline to the 1.5, the hip to the 2 inches, and the knee line, and also at the full skirt length. After that is done, I'll connect all these measurements I took just now with a straight ruler, connecting from the waist down to the knee, from the knee to the full skirt length. So I'll go ahead and cut out this side, and that's all for the center back. I'll go ahead now and cut it out for us to see what it looks like. And if you've watched to this point, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe and drop a heart for me in the comment section. Let me know you've watched to this point. After cutting, this is what I have for the center front and the center back. So I'll go ahead and unpin this so that I'll see what the center back looks like without the center front. The next thing I'll do now is to draft the side. In order to do that, I'm going to use the center front. I'll place the side front this way. This sharp part will be facing the edge. Then I'll pin it down. After I pin, I'll go ahead and cut out the side of the pattern. Now I have this nice edge. The next thing I'm going to do now is to unpin and open it this way. I'll place the center front by the side of this pattern. I'll place the center front beside this pattern paper I'll be using for the side. Then I'll extend the hip line and also the new line. After that, I will impute the round waist measurement at the waistline. So I'll arrange my pattern properly this way to make sure that the lines align and it's properly in place. So I'll divide the waist circumference by 4 and place it from the center front into the other side of the pattern. I'll also do the same thing at the hip line. I'll divide the hip circumference by 4 and place it from the center front into the other side of the pattern. Then for the knee line, I'll minus 3 inches from the hip circumference divided by 4. That's what I'll place on the new line measurement. I'll also add 1 inch joining allowance at the waistline, the hip, and also the new line. After that is done, I'll connect the measurement. I'll be using a curve rule. I'll connect from the waist to the hip, then down to the new line. I am using a curve rule here because this hip side is not supposed to be sharp. You're supposed to have a nice curve around that hip line. So after imputing my measurement, this is what the side piece look like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to extend this measurement. And please, if you've enjoyed this tutorial so far, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. The next thing I'll do now is to add sewing allowance. I'll add 2 inches sewing allowance at the waistline, at the hip, and also at the knee line. Once I'm done with that, I'll connect the allowance. Now that I'm done with the allowance, the next thing I'm going to do is to determine how wide I want the side to be. Now you remember my center front is 10 inches wide on fold, and when I open it up this way, it's going to be 20 inches wide. So if I want the side to be as wide as the center, it means the side front is going to be 20 inches wide. So I'll start the measurement from the edge, then I'll extend it across this way to mark the 20 inches. And if I want the side to be very full and flowy, I can add extra 2 or 3 inches to this to get that extra flowy effect at the side. I'll go ahead and use my straight ruler to mark this measurement. Then I'll connect from the side the sewing allowance and extend it. Now if I like, I'll connect from the sewing allowance to this 20 inches and I can also extend it to the extra 3 inches. If you have enough fabric, you can go with this extra 3 inches, but if you don't have enough fabric, you can go with the 20 inches width. You'll be needing about 3 to 4 yards of fabric to achieve the style. And that is all for the side pieces. So I'll go ahead and cut it out for us to see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like after cutting. For this side, in order to have that nice curvy effect at the down part, I'll come up by 1 inch and I'll blend the 1 inch into the full skirt length. Once I'm done with that, I'll cut it out. After I open up the center and I place it close to the side, this is what it looks like. When you try to join, this is what it should look like. And if you've enjoyed this tutorial so far, please drop a heart for me in the comment section. Thank you very much. This center front will be cut on fold and is 1 times, while this side front will be cut 4 times. That is 2 for the front and 2 for the back. And the center back will also be cut on fold once, and this is what it will look like after cutting. And this is what the front will look like after cutting. And if you want to learn how to sew a 6-piece skirt with full lining, I'll drop the link for you on the description box. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you in my next video.